One of the 3 Lagos University teaching hospital workers infected by the Lassa virus has been discharged. The naira depreciated against the United States dollar at the parallel market to 370, down from 368 per dollar. The U.S. President Donald Trump has defended his initial response to last week's bloody rally in Charlottesville. Namibia dominates the African Rugby Gold Cup team that was recently selected on completion of the tournament. Good day and welcome to African Broadcasting Network News. I am Ogali Mafru. Now the news in full. The federal government and the leadership of the African Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, on Tuesday presented different views on the parley involving both parties over the strike by university teachers. While the federal government said significant steps were being taken at the meeting towards resolution of the issues raised by ASUU, the president of the union, Professor Biondu Oguyemi, said it was a mere consultation. He said they have not yet had a formal meeting with the government and only consultations were made. The Director of Press Ministry of Labour and Employment, Samuel Olowokere, in a statement in Abuja on Tuesday said the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Igige, represented the government at the meeting, adding that significant steps were being taken to resolve the issues raised by ASUU. Olowokere said the meeting agreed on the forensic audit of 30 billion naira earlier given to ASUU in 2010 and further agreed on monthly remittances to ASUU while the audit lasts. He said the minister hence wishes to assure members of ASUU and indeed all Nigerians that government is ready at work to resolve all outstanding issues in line with the resolve of the present administration to cast any form of disruption to universities' academic calendar into the dustbin of history. 7 days after reports of Lassa fever outbreak at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital went viral, one of the 3 hospital workers infected by the Lassa virus has been discharged. 2 other infected patients have been responding to treatment and are likely to be discharged this week, even as 60 persons under surveillance have been cleared from the list. The Chairman Medical Advisory Committee, CMAC, Professor Olufemi Fasamade, said the first patient was discharged Sunday after being certified free of the infectious disease, adding that the remaining 2 will be discharged this week. Fasamade also hinted that none of those under surveillance have shown symptoms of the deadly disease, adding that about 60 of them are free now, while another 70 are still under surveillance. Furthermore, the CMAC explained that by next week, most of the people under surveillance will be completing their 21-day period of observation, adding that if none shows symptoms, they will be cleared from the list and that would end the surveillance activities. The incubation period of Lassa fever ranges from 6 to 21 days, including which the virus could be transmitted by an infected person. And now on business. The naira depreciated against the United States dollar at the parallel market on Tuesday to 370, down from $368 on Monday. The local unit had closed at 367 per dollar on Friday. The development followed lack of dollar sale by the Central Bank of Nigeria on Monday. The CBN has been supplying dollar to foreign market through intervention on Mondays in the last few weeks. The exchange rate had hovered between 363 per dollar and 365 per dollar in recent weeks. Economic experts say unless the CBN maintained its weekly supply of forex into the market, it might find it difficult to keep the naira below 370 per dollar. Meanwhile, the Debt Management Office is planning to raise 135 billion naira in bonds on August 23rd. The DMO said on Tuesday it will sell 35 billion naira of bonds due in 2021 and 50 billion naira each of bonds due to 2027 and in 2037 using a Dutch auction system. The federal government issued sovereign bonds each month to help fund its budget deficit, support the local debt market, and maintain a benchmark for companies to follow. Gold prices drifted lower by 153 rands to 28,957 rands per 10 grams at the official trades as participants lightened their positions largely in tandem with a weak overseas trend. Gold for delivery in 5-month December was trading down by 153 rands or 0.52% at 28,997 rands per 10 rands at the multi-commodity exchange, with a business turnover of 6 lots. The metal for delivery in October 2 fell 122 rands or 0.42% to 28,958 rands per 10 rands in 311 slots. Analysts said trimming of positions by traders, tracking a weak trend in overseas markets as data on retail sales and U.S. manufacturing came in better than expected, and easing through political tensions between North Korea and the United States undercut heavy demand for the precious metal, mainly weighed on gold futures. Globally, gold lost 0.82% to $1,271.10 on ounce in New York yesterday. And now let's join Okemite for news from around the world.
Thank you, Gali. Zimbabwe's First Lady, Grace Mugabe, has returned home from South Africa after failing to turn herself in to police in Johannesburg to face charges of assaulting a model in a hotel room. There was no immediate public comment on Tuesday on the case from Grace, 52-year-old, a possible successor to her husband, President Robert Mugabe, 93-year-old, who was ruled since 1980, but Zimbabwe's government sources confirmed she had returned home. A senior police source says 20-year-old Gabriela Angel says the Grace attacked her after she had gone to see the Mugabe sons Robert and Shatunga at a hotel in Johannesburg, Sandton district on Sunday, and South African police had been negotiating with Grace's lawyer to get her to turn herself in to face charges of assault. South Africa's Police Minister Felikel Mbalula said earlier on Tuesday that Grace had already handed herself in to police and would appear in court shortly. But in the afternoon, the magistrate court where Grace had been expected to be formally charged closed for the day without her appearing. A police source says Grace had originally agreed to hand herself in at 10 a.m. local time but failed to do so. 2 policemen have been killed in 2 separate attacks in Egypt's North Sinai province on Tuesday. According to reports, unknown gunmen shot dead 2 policemen in 2 separate attacks in the same city, and a massive manhunt operation is underway to nab the culprit. In a similar attack on August the 9th, unidentified gunmen had killed a police officer and injured 2 others in Egypt's southern Quenal province. Hundreds of Egyptian security personnel have been killed in militant attack across Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, which has remained the epicenter of a deadly militant insurgency since mid-2013 when Mohamed Morsi, Egypt's first freely elected president, was ousted in a military coup. Egypt is experiencing a wave of terrorist attacks which target the security men since the ouster of the Morsi in response to mass protests against the 1 year in rule. The attacks that have killed hundreds of military and policemen were mostly claimed by Islamic State branch in Sinai. We'll go on a short break. More news when we return. Do stay with us.